Good morning, afternoon, evening. I have to use all three of those descriptions because we've got people tuning in from all over the world. And obviously I don't know exactly which time zone you're in, but it's a really good reflection of what Format is. It truly is an international festival, and that's what we're going to find out about more tonight. My name's Adam Buss. I'm the Chief Exec here at Quad in Derby, which is where we're broadcasting from, which is also the main hub for the Format Festival. And tonight we're going to be discovering from the team here at Format what we can expect from Format21. And with that in mind, it's my pleasure to introduce the Artistic Director and Co-Founder of Format, Louise Fedotov-Clements. Louise.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for everybody to tuning in tonight. So as you might well know already, the theme of our next edition is control. And the exhibitions that we have selected offer us an amazing and inventive ways of understanding what control is and means to us and to many other people who've contributed. Some, of course, welcome it, wanting to take back control, while others find it restrictive and oppressive, as governments and powerful organisations use it to manipulate society. We have so many exciting exhibitions, events and collaborations to share with you this evening. Our international curators from around the world are bringing some amazing work to Derby, and they've all made a short video for this festival preview. Our open call received over 800 entries from 66 countries. We've selected it down to 50 incredible submissions, and we'll feature all of those in the coming months and of course at the festival next year. And we'll be presenting a smaller selection of those this evening.
Hello, my name is Neve and I'm the Format Coordinator. I have loved working on the Format21 open call, and it has been so exciting to see so many wonderful projects coming from countries across the world. It was an incredibly difficult task to make our final selection of 50 projects. This evening, we will be sharing with you the personal favourites from our open call jury. We will also be revealing the winners of the Open Call Awards.
So, as we are all well aware now, COVID-19 has presented all cultural institutions with many challenges, but also some opportunities. At the beginning of the first lockdown, we set up an Instagram-based mass isolation project. And since March, we've received nearly 40,000 images from over 90 countries, showing people's experiences of living through a pandemic. And even myself directly curated for 171 days and saw and selected nearly 3,000 images from those 40,000 submissions. We're really grateful to London College of Communications Photography and Archive Research Centre, who've been advising us on the preservation of this collection of photography, which will also be made into a giant online mosaic by the People's Picture and form the major installation at Derby Museum and Art Gallery in the Marketplace and Derby City Centre. For us now, the challenge is how to present Format21 in March 2021. Despite the chance of more lockdowns, we're certainly preparing for as many of the exhibitions physically to be shown in Derby itself, and we're looking forward to welcoming you here soon. We've also set ourselves the enormous challenge of presenting the entire festival, including the exhibitions and events, online, and we'll be working with the brilliant team from New Art City, based in Los Angeles, to achieve this. And this has been kindly made possible by funding that we've received from the Art Fund, so many thanks to them.
Now, Derby's a brilliant place to put on cultural events, and fortunately, because of the size of Derby, it's very easy to navigate around. The cultural institutions in Derby have always worked together, and Format is a huge part of that. But it would be remiss of me not to thank some of our key partners, people like Derby City Council, local businesses and indeed property agents who help us to find interesting venues for exhibitions. I'd like to pay a particular thanks to a gentleman called Russell Rigby who works in the city, who's gone once again above and beyond to help us find those most interesting spaces. But because of the pandemic, Format is looking at more and more outside spaces to make sure that the exhibitions are both safe and interesting for people to engage with, so that whatever stage of lockdown we may be in by that point in spring, there will certainly be a Format festival for us to present. Now, to get this evening's presentations off, please sit back and enjoy this short film about the festival's theme, Control. Wow. So we've already seen an incredible snapshot there of the ways that control will be explored. And for me, as a non-photographer, it's an absolute joy every festival to find how our curators, both in-house and the guest curators we work with globally, find ways to explore the themes in such a way that enables us to understand greater ideas around what photography can do. And I think particularly at this time where we are now globally, that's never been more important. We're now going to see a series of short films which delve a little deeper into some of those explorations from our guests, artists and curators, featuring Azu Unwagbogu in Nigeria, Claire Strand and Gordon MacDonald in London, Isabella Wang in Li Shui, China, W.M. Hunt in New York, Paul Lowe in Sarajevo, Bosnia, Helen Marshall in London, Brian Griffin, our format patron, also in London, Marina Paulenka in Zagreb, Croatia, and Magnum from everywhere.
So our first video is from Helen Marshall. We're very grateful for Helen getting in touch during our mass isolation project early on this year, and we're very happy to be working with her and her project called The People's Picture. We're delighted to be collaborating with Helen to make a massive mosaic out of the thousands and thousands of images that we've received from our mass isolation project.
The People's Picture is a photography and design studio. We create innovative photomosaic artworks and installations. We experiment with the potential of the photographic medium by combining design, web, print and technology processes. We work with new technologies, digital archives, and have created our own software that manages complex amounts of metadata and thousands of photographs. As a result of the mass isolation format project, more than 38,000 photos have been collected. It's been such a privilege to work with Format on this COVID-19 pandemic archive. People will be able to zoom in and click on the photos and explore each photographer's contribution. We've been able to get up close to such high quality, world-class photography, and we're really excited to be working towards not only a virtual interactive piece online, but also a physical print installation for Derby City and the Derby Museum.
Thank you, Helen. We're also working with Paul Lowe, our favourite Northern Soul dancer and DJ, and the park team at LCC. Paul will tell us a little bit more about his involvement with us and the mass isolation project.
Hello, my name is Paul Lowe and I'm a reader in documentary photography, and I'm also a member of PARC, which is the Photography in the Archive Research Centre, and that's both at London College of Communication, University of the Arts London. We at the team at PARC have been working together with Format and the Derby City Council and the People's Picture on trying to make sense of the incredible submissions that we had for the mass format isolation hashtag on Instagram. We had well over 30,000 images submitted during the period of the pandemic from a really wide range of people, from photographers, from professionals, from amateurs, from members of the public. And it's been really interesting and fascinating to see what people thought was relevant, what moved them, what was emotionally charged to them, and how they made sense of the world around them using photography. It was a global submission, not just from the UK. We have images from all over the world, from Brazil, from India, from Asia, from Africa, and obviously a lot from the UK. Now, whilst there are some very obvious things, lots of pictures of masks and social distancing and things like that, there's also some really interesting themes emerged around the way people were using self-portraits to try to understand and express how they were feeling, kind of reaching out to an audience, really. There's some really fascinating experiments. People had a lot of time under lockdown, so they started working with things like cyanotypes and all sorts of 19th century photographic practices and camera obscuras and things like that. And there's also some really, really fantastic, quite large-scale bodies of work that people produced in response to the pandemic to try to make sense of the world around them. So we're very excited about curating that, putting that together, making sense of it and exhibiting it in Format next year. See you there.
Wonderful. I was also delighted when Marina Paulenka accepted my invitation to be the keynote curator of our main exhibition in Quad. Marina will be looking at gender fluidity in her presentation. She talks about the ideas that she has for the exhibition with us here at Quad.
Hello everyone. My name is Marina Paulenka and I am an Amsterdam and Zagreb-based independent curator and educator in photography. I have been invited by the Format Festival to be a guest curator for the next edition and to curate an exhibition that will be shown at the Quad Gallery in Derby. The exhibition I'm preparing deals with body and gender control in the context of the technology world. It will present three artists that often use their body, sexual fluidity, and identity as their primary subject. As interdisciplinary artists, they use new technologies and social media to communicate with their public. Today, it becomes increasingly difficult to define what is and whose body is it, and what exactly it is performed. I'd like to examine how gender works in today's tech world and how it is controlled by society and ourselves on one hand and technology on the other hand. Through a variety of media, this exhibition will offer an experience that will be able to examine both offline and online. I'm very much looking forward to Derby next March.
Hopefully everyone's looking forward to visiting Derby as well. If you've not been here before, I'm sure you'll find it a very welcoming place, and certainly all of the photographers who we've worked with before have always commented about how fun it is to come to Derby, and I think just meeting up with each other will be a very exciting thing for all of us, so hopefully we can make it as welcome as possible. Now, American photography writer, collector and curator W.M. Hunt is a great friend of Format. And since discovering his ancestors came from Derby, he's also become very fond of the city. Bill will talk about his exhibition Huddled Masses, a series of photographs of crowds drawn from his own collection of photography. At a time when we must keep apart from each other, this exhibition will have a special resonance for us all.
W.M. Hunt's contribution to Format 21 Control will be Huddled Masses, American Groups Before 1950, an exhibition of photographic images from his personal collection. The principal component will be an installation of images about crowd control. People know how to behave in a group photograph, packing themselves in shoulder to shoulder and looking bright-eyed at the photographer, saying cheese and smiling. At the same time, photographers could cram hundreds, sometimes thousands of individuals into the picture frame. Allowing for current economic, social, and shipping limitations, Hunt will provide high-resolution scans of framed material that will be printed, mounted, and installed by the Derby-based Format 21 team. In addition to the physical installation of the exhibition, there will be a number of opportunities with social media to experience the material. Hunt will attract and engage audiences with programs from a special invitational Instagram feed, a series by writers and artists reacting to individual vintage images, and a program of conversations relating to this type of image making.
Thank you, Bill. Deutsche Börse nominated artist Claire Strand and her partner, writer and curator Gordon MacDonald have responded to the troubling iconography of national and political flags in their project No More Flags. We're delighted that Isabella Wang from the Louis Shui International Photography Festival, our official partners from China, can join us this evening to present the exhibition Famous Internet Sites.
Hello, this is Isabella from Louis Shui Photography Festival. We are proud to have a partnership between Format and Louis Shui. In 2019, when Format visited Louis Shui, Louis and all judges selected the exhibition Famous Internet Sites by very talented young artists and Chinese curator Zhou Jinyao and Luo Dawei to be the winner of the Format Louis Shui Award. Zhou Jinyao not only showed all kinds of selfies, but more interestedly, he took the entire panorama of people taking selfies, including how the internet celebrities choose the scenes, how to pose, how to communicate with the photographers, and let us get a glimpse of the production magnificence behind the works. From his photos, you can even understand how internet celebrities carefully select costumes and props. Enter the exhibition hall with large bags and small suitcases, and then do their best to perform various poses. So please enjoy the show. We wish all the best to our Format colleagues for a great Format 21. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our dear friend Isabella there from Louis Shui in China. Next we have our dear friend Azu Noagbogu, who's the director of African Artists Foundation. We've been collaborating for some time now. We've been friends for many years, and we're very proud to be working on a specific project called Here, There and Everywhere, which is focused on developing residency and mentoring programs for Africa-based photographers. In this short film, Azu talks about the project.
I was invited to work with Format and to find and discover and to work with voices from all over the world, working around topical issues that are sort of hidden and not quite well understood. We were super excited to discover the work and to learn of the work of amazing talent like Anthony Biller, who's making incredible work around the LGBTQ community in South Africa. Also, Uzoma Oji, who's going to be working on a VR, AR production. Uzoma is based in Abuja. And also we have Sifo Goncheka, also working in South Africa. I mean, these guys and a lot of the other entries were so well constructed that at first, the idea was to select one artist, I believe. We ended up selecting 3 artists because their works were so diverse and so meaningful. And while the COVID pandemic had delayed the production and execution of the exhibition, we've been impressed by the ability of the artists to use this time to develop their practice and to actually go deeper in and research further and wider the topics that they had proposed to work on for the exhibition. So it's really exciting to have the opportunity to support artists from Africa making new work, because I think that's what all artists want to do. They want to be able to make new work. They want to be able to have the platform to understand their work and to display their work. And so as a curator working on this project, I really applaud Format for encouraging young talent from Africa and beyond, and also giving them the opportunity to have mentorship and guidance through the work of Louise and myself and all the other curators that have been embedded and attached to this project.
Thank you, Azu. We're also delighted to be showing for the first time in the UK the work of 16 Magnum photographers in the exhibition Linear. It's an incredibly powerful project that we're very proud to share with our audiences next year. To finish this presentation of exhibitions, we've put together a short slideshow of projects made by our regional partners, including Anna and Chabra, Nicola and Stephen sharing grain COVID commissions, and there's 8 artists in that project. The Reframed Network, and there's 12 artists presented through that project. East Meets West, our mentoring program that we do in collaboration with Grain, will be celebrating the work of 14 artists through their exhibition. Of course, the BA Photography Graduates Award, there'll be 3 artists in that project, sorry, and Tony Kemplin at ArtCore. And last but not least, our absolutely dear friend and Format patron, Brian Griffin, has made a lovely film near his home in Rotherhithe in London. His autobiography, Black Country Dada, will be launched at Format21 next year, along with an exhibition of some of his amazing photographs included in the book.
Next year is going to be so exciting. I'm looking across the Thames and dreaming about the Format Festival. I know it so well. This is my 12th year. I look forward to it every time, because I have such a wonderful time there, meeting hundreds of people, looking at photography, sharing photography. It's a people festival. We have such a great atmosphere and a great time there. I'm looking forward to seeing all the open call that I helped to judge. I'm looking forward to having my show of a book I've written during this horrible lockdown, a book about my life in the 70s and the 80s. I'm going to launch it at the Format Festival, and I'm going to show a load of vintage prints that I've stored all those years. So come along, it's not just me, there's so many photography exhibitions, so many things to see and to enjoy, and the evenings are great. I mean, I really like the pubs of Derby. It's one of the best cities in the world for pubs, and it's great food, everything about it is small enough you can go round and enjoy it. It's not massive, it's not corporate, it's about photography constructed by people who love photography. It's a festival of photography. So I look forward to seeing you there. Bye for now.
I think once again our patron Brian Griffin has summed up kind of why we do the festival to a certain extent. I think he used words like love and togetherness and the opportunity to see new work. All of those things are absolutely crucial to what makes Format special, we think, and hopefully if you've never visited before, you'll also think when you come here. But with that said, we've had significant challenges this year because of the COVID-19 crisis, and it's given all cultural institutions a number of challenges. And for an arts-based visual organisation such as Quad, we've had to look at how we can make the best and take some of our events and exhibitions online. Our ambition is, I think, legendary, and for the Format 2021 Festival, Louise and the team will be creating a unique online platform. Debbie Cooper will be leading the project and working with the team at New Art City in Los Angeles. And we're going to hear from Debbie now to talk about some of those plans and ambitions.
Hi, my name's Debbie Cooper. I'm a curator and producer for Format Festival, and we're looking forward to seeing you in March 2021 in Derby and online. We're building an online festival, but it's not going to be second prize. Instead, this opportunity has offered us a creative challenge to connect to our international audience, to enable people who would never be able to travel to Derby to come and be with us and experience all the joy and wonder that is Format International Photography Festival. We're so excited to do this, and with a grant from the Art Fund, we're building an online space to excite and inspire, to showcase the best art and photography, to share artworks from all around the world. It's going to be a space where you can meet colleagues, artists and curators, and a space where an artist can take you on a personal tour of their artwork. It'll be a social space where you can bring family and friends, and when you can chat about the work you enjoy and share it with others. It's also going to be an online space that educates and inspires, to host school groups, college and universities, to inspire the next generation of photographers. We realise we've set ourselves a huge challenge, but we've got funding from the Art Fund, and we've got a creative, fantastic team at Quad and Format, and we're really excited to be working with the team that is New Art City. They're a group of inspiring and ambitious artists, and together we're going to make Format 2021 a festival you don't want to miss.
New Art City is a toolkit and community for online exhibitions. Every show is a 3D multiplayer environment designed and built using our online drag-and-drop editor. Visitors can see each other and chat while exploring the exhibitions. Popular shows can support hundreds of visitors at the same time from all over the world. And you can access shows on any desktop or mobile device in your web browser without registering, downloading, or configuring anything. Artists using our toolkit have built installations that range from pragmatic to wildly imaginative, and you can install alone or together with your team in real time. New Art City gives all artwork a global stage, which transforms traditional art and offers a new native format for digital art. We are an artist-run organization, and we are dedicated to supporting artists in everything we do, especially those who face barriers in the traditional fine art world. That's why we provide virtual space to those who are denied physical space, and why we promote and amplify work by queer artists and artists of color. We are building a system which empowers artists to realize the impossible and dream a new type of art.
The Format Open Call is an important part of the festival, as it encourages new artists and collectives to submit their projects and enables us as curators to discover new and exciting work. I know for myself as an artist how important it is to have spaces where emerging talent can be shown. This year we received over 800 submissions from 66 countries across the world, and it was an almost impossible task to make our final selection. We were helped by an international panel of experts, and as part of their duties to assist the final selection, we asked each one to pick their favourite project. Here are their choices.
Emma Bowkett, Head of Photography at the Financial Times, chose Cheryl Mukherjee's project, Goro Baro Alu, an in-depth exploration of self and heritage through the unique bond of mother and child. Balkert called this work unflinching and honest. Fiona Shields, head of photography at The Guardian, selected the COVID project by Ingmar Bjorn Nolting, praising it for its surreal aesthetic that chimes with the strangeness of how our lives have changed during this pandemic, touching on physical separation, the disguise of PPE, and our socially distanced dependency on technology. Yining He, writer and curator from China, chose Marcin Crook's documentary photographs of his wife, who is bearing the pain of myopathy from day to day, and reminding us of how this disease is controlling the human body and minds from an insider's perspective. Simon Bainbridge, arts educator and writer, selected Wish You Were Here by Heather Aggie Pong, reimagining herself as one of the African-American cakewalker dancers. She inhabits the role to give her protagonists a sense of power and agency they were denied more than a century ago. Skinder Hundel, Director of Arts at the British Council, was impressed by the group show curated by Vincent Hasselbach. A strong selection of images from a variety of artists, this collaborative model shares a distinct and overarching vision for a new generation of visual thinkers. Gordon MacDonald, writer and curator, was intrigued by the work of Toyama Hiroto. Unsure as to whether he was looking at aerial photographs or models, documents, fabrications, scientific or perhaps artistic, he enjoyed trying to work out what it was about. Claire Strand, artist, selected Are You There by Kelly O'Brien, a project that embarks on an emotional yet distanced quest to retrieve her father from the unseen world. By connecting with a series of clairvoyances and using photography to document the undocumentable, O'Brien perfectly navigates that tricky line between pathos and bathos. Tanvi Mishra, photo editor and curator from India, highlights the work of Siva Sai Jiva Vanatham, which comments on Indian society's obsession with valuing a child's worth by how well they do in academics. He visualises the possibility of children breaking free from this oppressive ideal. Wang Bagu, deputy editor of the Chinese Photographers magazine, selected the work of Marco de Noia, a project that documents the democratic protests in Hong Kong in the past 2 years and reminds us of the importance photography has in recording historical events. Brian Griffin, photographer and patron of Format, selected the work by Shelley Weiler. He said of it, "I am happy, for I am nourished with your work in my lack of understanding in what you are showing me, but I will enjoy experiencing the intrigue." Anna Kuchma, director of the Uganda Press Photo Award, chose River Chlore and his project Warawa Wawa, a surprising and visually striking work in which the photographer reimagines and visually recontextualizes Le Petit Prince by Antoine Saint-Exupéry. Stella Nantango, program coordinator at Uganda Press, selected the archival project by Semra Yesel Gonenli. Stella described this work as being of a quiet gruesomeness of humanity. Wang Puiquin, director of the Lishu Photography Festival in China, chose Sophie Evans's COVID project, shot in Hackney, East London. It was in this project that he found sunshine and hope. Isabella Wang, director of the International Department of the Lishu Photography Festival in China, chose Waiting for the Sun by Jakub Stanek, a project that looks at the effects of smog on people, animals and the environment. Gemma Marmalade from the University of Derby chose Stay at Home by Phil Harris, a digital video made in response to Prime Minister Boris Johnson's announcement on the 23rd of March 2020 for the people of Great Britain to stay at home. Louise Feditov-Clements, director of the Format Festival, chose Etinos Yvonne, an artist based in Nigeria, who is working with people at the internally displaced persons camp in Abuja. Through her work, Yvonne highlights the mental health issues faced by survivors of violent conflict. Peter Burnell, Senior Curator at Quad, has chosen Eleanor Helfrich's project Plexus. Focusing on her family history, particularly the female line, this work is a meditation on how past events can afford us opportunities to make sense of the present. Laura O'Leary, Curator at Quad, has selected Thanks for All the Fish by Jiangqi Wang. This documentary project looks at how the Hay River in Jiangqing, China, is used by the locals. Neve Tracy of the Format Festival has chosen a field guide by Chao Chiang, an unapologetically disorientated and obscure tour of the artist's inner thoughts. It presents an uncanny view of our everyday world and taps into our unconsciousness, releasing the creative potential of our minds.
I'd like to personally thank everyone who sent in such incredible work to the open call, and we're genuinely sorry that we can't show all of the proposals at the festival. If we could show all 800, we would do. We will announce the final 50 projects in the coming weeks, but alongside that, an equally daunting task was picking the winner for the Format21 Open Call Award, and we're delighted to make those announcements now. So the Format21 Award 2,000 cash prize goes to curator Vincent Hasselblach and his group of artists Anna Ehrenstein, Nida Mahbub, Ashfika Rahman and the Turbine Bag project initiated by Sophia Karim and their excellent exhibition called Collaboration Control. Next up, we have the excellent Genesis Imaging Award, and thank you to our friends at Genesis Imaging, and for donating 1,000 worth of printing costs for the winner. And we'd like to announce that the winner is River Claw for the project Warawa Wawa. We have the most coveted Royal Photographic Society Award of Mentoring, a feature in the RPS Royal Photographic Society Journal, plus 1 year's free membership. And this has been awarded to Etanosa Yvonne for her project It's All in My Head. And the final project award comes from Spectrum for 750 of printing costs, and this is given to Tammy Aftab for the project The Dogs in the Car. We have one last award that will be going from Feature Shoot, so do check the Emerging Talent Award on their platform as well. That's still open, you can still apply, and that will be selected in January.
Before we move on, I feel like we should at least give the world's smallest round of applause for all those awards. I'm sure our technicians in the audience will help and join us, so yeah, huge
well
congratulations.
Done,
So we are also delighted that the Dazzle Club has accepted our invitation to lead a performative silent walk around Derby city centre during the festival's open weekend. The Dazzle Club is an artist collaboration between AIR and Yoke Collective that questions technologies of surveillance in public spaces. Using CV Dazzle makeup, they look to defy the camera recognition CCTV network found across the UK.
We are the Dazzle Club, we walk in silence to highlight the networks of surveillance and facial recognition in public spaces across the UK.
We paint our faces with CV Dazzle, an open source technique created by Adam Harvey, which attempts to confuse facial recognition algorithms.
For format, we will create a new walk, Derby Dazzle, with 2 lines of walkers crisscrossing the city centre, exploring the Derby public area CCTV scheme.
Does being watched make you feel safe?
Do we need 6 million CCTV cameras in the UK?
Why is a popular question on Google, how can I track my wife?
Can surveillance be kind?
Who decides who decides?
Join us for a walk in Derby on March the 13th.
Now, we have a long and proud history in Derby of arts and cultural organisations, and indeed many other partners from different sectors working together to create events. Format's one fantastic example, but events like Fest Day and in recent years This Is Derby, you can find links about those events online, show the strength of what we can deliver when we work together. And although COVID-19 means that we're looking at spaces that can accommodate social distancing and are outdoors, we're also working with our very close friends at places like Derby Museum and Art Gallery for the Mass Isolation Project. And here, Janine Derbyshire, Senior Curator at Derby Museums, tells us about the plans for the show.
Hi, my name's Janine Derbyshire and I'm Head of Visitor Experience at Derby Museums. And as you can see, I'm currently in our wonderful special exhibitions galleries where we'll be hosting Format21. Now, Format is always a highlight of our exhibitions programme, and in recent years we've shown the incredible work of people such as Brian Griffin and also the work of Maurice Broomfield, which was curated in collaboration with the V&A and Nick Broomfield. And we're really looking forward to our next collaboration with Quad, Format, the People's Picture, LCC and Park, where we've been working on the Mass Isolation Project. So we're taking the 35,000 images that people have shared from over 90 countries of their experiences during the pandemic. Now, the exhibition will feature a giant mosaic of the submissions alongside some of the best images and stories, which will be enlarged as spotlights on the gallery walls. We can't wait, and we hope that you'll come along and see this incredible visual archive of this unimaginable moment in history.
Fantastic. Now, hopefully this is seeming relatively seamless and relatively simple to all of those of you watching it. But just to ramp up the challenge and the tension, we've also got some roving reporters that we're going to go to live now. Quad is going to be a key venue throughout the Format Festival. It'll be the first venue hopefully you visit to find out about information about all of the other events and activities that are going on. And Peter Burnell, our Senior Curator here, who's just outside these doors, we're going to go and try and find him now. He's going to give us a bit of an insight into what's going to happen in Quad. Peter, are you there?
I am, Adam. Can you hear me?
Can hear you, Peter. Yes, it's like a lo-fi kind of Eurovision. You're Luxembourg, if that's okay.
Oh, that's too kind. Well, what can I say? But here I am. Can you see the images? I'm in the foyer area of Quad, the HQ, and the home of Format.
We can see you. So can you tell us a bit, Peter, about, I suppose, the way that we try and use the whole of the building in Quad for exhibitions generally, and how the exhibitions during Format21 will be positioned and placed throughout the building?
Absolutely. So I'm just walking into our enormous gallery space where we'll have 2 exhibitions, famous internet sites in Gallery 2 and Gallery 1, an exhibition curated by the amazing Marina Polenka. So as you can see, it's in a turnaround at the moment. The walls won't quite be black when the exhibition is on next year. But as I walk through back into the foyer area of Quad, and you can see our amazing cafe, just the left-hand side over there. The foyer area, the reception desk, is where you'll all come next year for all your information needs for the Format Festival and all your guides. Bustling cafe normally in our cinema spaces will be upstairs where you are now. Sadly, very quiet because of COVID restrictions, but when you come next year, all our visitors will be an immensely busy place. We're also through the corridor space would be our extra gallery space. It's curated by our amazing assistant curator, Laura O'Leary.
Fantastic. Thank you, Peter. I think, you know, we know what you look like, but many of the people out there have never seen your face. So can you just give us a little sneak preview of Peter Burnell?
Oh, I'm not sure if that's a good idea because I have so many people switching off. But here we go. Hello, everybody. I'll see you next year.
Thank you, Peter. That's brilliant. So there's going to be a huge amount of activity happening in Quad itself. And if you've never visited here, hopefully we'll give you a very warm welcome when you arrive. One of our other key partners throughout the years has been Daydar, the Dance and Contemporary Circus Centre based in Derby City. And one of our friends and great supporters is the director there, Steve Slater. And I think we're going over to Daydar now to speak to Steve. Steve, are you there? I said it was Luxembourg. Perhaps you can be Belgium if we're keeping it close.
Hi, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Steve. So,
that's great.
If possible, Steve, could you tell us a little bit about Daydar, first of all, because many of our watchers tonight might not necessarily know a huge amount about the organisation.
Certainly. Daydar is the Centre for Dance, Contemporary Circus and Outdoor Arts. We also run the Fest Day Festival in Derby in September. Like you at Quad, we're closed at the moment due to the COVID-19 restrictions. But we're very excited to be looking forward to opening our doors again in the new year and welcoming Format in March. We've got 5 of your artists selected to exhibit in our gallery spaces around the building. We've got dance studios and a theatre as well, but we've got plenty of wall space to exhibit the work. And we're hoping that we'll have a few surprises as we reach outside of the building in March and develop another outdoor space for you, but more of that probably in January.
You fantastically teed it up there, Steve. Thank you for that, and we will see you again very soon. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, fantastic. Take care.
Louise, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you to Steve and Peter there. So the University of Derby is a very key and essential partner for us for Format21, and they have been since the initiation, the foundation of Format in 2004. And together with Format, photography is a key part of the life of the students and the residents of Derby City. We're delighted that Philip Harris and Gemma Marmalade will once more lead the festival conference in March, and we'll also be launching the publication of the Format19 conference papers in a book in March next year.
Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to the launch for Format21. And here we are in the superb dark rooms at the University of Derby with some beautiful student work that's been made very recently.
Needless to say, we'd love to express how important and critical it is for the University of Derby to have this long-standing and special bond with Format.
It is an excellent and exclusive incubator for the student experience across our photography programme. And Gemma and I both really enjoy working in unison with such an influential festival to encourage, nurture and support talent in the world of contemporary photography.
We are both also very proud ambassadors for the festival too.
After the huge success of the Format19 conference, with 3 streams of presentations incorporating 33 international speakers, with an array of critically relevant papers, Gemma and I are thrilled to announce the upcoming publication of the proceedings, Mythologies, Identities and Territories of Photography, Forever Now.
As co-authors to the conference and now co-editors to the book, it's been a privilege to form this work into such a relevant and visual legacy.
This will be available to purchase at the launch of Format21.
Which brings us nicely to talk about the conference for Format21. Building further on this legacy, we look forward to continuing the pursuit of contemporary photographic research with the Format21 conference.
In an innovative, fully virtual interface and newly accessible format, we look forward to introducing a scope of diverse and relevant photographic research, incorporating the theme of control.
This all-day event is scheduled for Friday the 12th March 2021, with more details to follow.
Thanks, Gemma.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you so much to the university team for that insight there. And as you will see in a moment, we've got a slide of the events coming up at the festival next year. We launch on the 11th of March. That's when the exhibitions open throughout the city and online as well, in the evening, early evening. We have the conference on the 12th of March. Keep that in your diary. We have Dazzle Club performance on the 13th of March, and very exciting, we have 2 days of portfolio reviews online for everyone internationally and locally and worldwide to join in our portfolio review on the 19th and 20th of March. So Format is really only made possible through the hard work of us, our small team, our staff here, and our collaborators nationally, internationally, and locally as well. But it's really from the small and amazingly committed team, like my colleague here, Niamh, and of course Adam's support and our programme team here at Quad. But it's also made possible by an invaluable group of volunteers, our partners and sponsors, the goodwill of the City of Derby and the residents here. But we can only make Format happen with the financial backing and goodwill of its partners and sponsors, many of whom have supported Format for many years. Especially grateful to the Arts Council, Derby City Council and the University of Derby. And this year also for Art Fund and all our sponsors who've supported awards and the exhibitions. And for Format21, I'm really delighted to announce that our official media partner is The Guardian. And also thank you to everyone who helps make Format the success that it is.
Like just a slide of logos there, but what that actually is a set of friends that we work with to make the Format Festival happen. As Louise said, goodwill, which is very difficult to quantify and very difficult to put a monetary value on, is absolutely crucial to the success of the festival. And that goodwill from the partners hopefully comes across to you as audience members as well when you arrive. As Brian said, we've got some of the best pubs in the world, so please come and enjoy those as well within the city. Now, we're coming to the end of our presentations, and once again, hopefully you've got a sense, at least a snapshot, of how exciting the festival is going to be. But it would be remiss of me not to say a massive thank you to Louise, Niamh, and the whole team at Format and Quad who helped to make the festival a success. It really is a huge undertaking, and it's not to be underestimated. Now, if you haven't got the dates in your diary already, please do. It's the Format Festival is on from the 12th of March to the 11th of April 2021. And there's another person I'd really like to thank at this point as well, a gentleman by the name of Mike Brown, who many of you will know if you've visited the festival before. Mike is the arts manager at Derby City Council, but was also the founder of the Format Festival with Louise back in 2004. And Mike's been a huge supporter of Format ever since. Tonight would not have happened if it wasn't for the hard work and creativity of Bridget and Michael from Troika Productions. Many of the films and the slides and everything you've seen tonight, which have looked fantastic, have been created by Bridget and Michael, so a huge thanks to them. Technical challenges are commonplace, and in our current world, unfortunately, we're having to use many more diverse digital mediums to create our work, and that creates even more challenges. We wouldn't have been able to deliver any of this, even tonight, and the future events that we're going to deliver without the huge work that goes on with our team here at Quad, with Tech Squad, led by Alex and Adam and Darius and various other members of the team within there. But also tonight we've got a great team of technicians, Andy, Jacques and Mark from Linley Productions, who've done a brilliant job. Round of applause for our technical crew today. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you hugely for that. Remember, we've got an opening night as well. Opening nights aren't the be-all and end-all by any stretch of the imagination, but my experience of a number of Format festivals, just put it that way, however many we've had since we started, is that the opening night really is a special one. So if you can make it to that, either in person or virtually, please do, on the 11th of March. And a thank you to all of you tonight for tuning in. We know that it's been an incredibly stressful time, and we're hoping that tonight has given you something to look forward to, which in these times is never more important. We've seen a lot of fantastic photography. We've heard about some amazing events. We've talked about our brilliant partners, particularly people like the University of Derby. Just to flag up, I'm wearing my University of Derby graduate tie as a proud graduate of University of Derby, so that's a huge thanks to them. But like all good events, it's very important, I think, to end on a song. And not just a song, but a performer, a powerful performer. The one, the only, the amazing Bobby Diamond, Elvis impersonator. Please stand up, dance and enjoy. Bobby Diamond.
Maybe we can build a snowman and pretend he's Farmer Brown. He'll say, are you mine? We will say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire. So face it afraid, the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Hang on, man. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend he's Parson Brown. You say, oh, you man, we will say no man, well, you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire. So face it afraid, the plans that we made, walking in the winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. I said I don't want to be walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, baby. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Thank you. All right, then, gentlemen, we're going to take you now to 1972. And Elvis did Elvis on tour. And this is one of the songs he did. It's like this. Burning Love, baby. Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me a second. My fault. Took out the wrong. It was going so well. It was so well.
Come on, Bobby, press play.
That's live stuff for you. Ah, there we go.
He's doing a good job of trying to find the tip. Is that a lid?
Any love, baby. Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. High, it's raining through in my soul. Girl, 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 you're gonna set me on fire. Rain is flaming. I don't know which way to go. Cause your kisses left me higher, like a squeeze on love and fire. Cause like my morning sky, burning love. Ooh, 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 having my temperature rising, rising, rising. Heavy and flaming, must be a hunger tonight. Burning, burning, burning. Nothing can cool me, yeah. I just my turn to smoke, but I feel fine, you, someone call paramedic.
Gary's watching you from Florida.
Hey, Gary. All the way from Sunshine State, Florida. Hey, Gary. How you doing? If you're wondering, drinking gin again, you know. That's how you gave me vodka this time, didn't you, honey? So. How much time we got left?
Oh, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Gary said hi, Bobby.
I always said, a little less conversation, a little more action. Whoa. No.
I don't think you've ever heard of the pine pop.
Alright. Okay, right, forget it, it's not on here. Alright. We're not doing that one, sorry. I messed up. So we'll just, we'll do this one instead. That's right.
Hi, Wayne.
Smile, everlasting smile. Smile could bring you near to me. Don't ever let me find you gone, 'cause that could bring a tear to me. This world lost its glory. Let's start a brand new story now, my love. Right now, there'll be no other time, and I can show you all my love. Talk everlasting word and dedicate them all to me. And I will be right by your side. I'm here if you should call to me. You think that I don't mean a single word I say. It's only word, and words are all I have to steal your heart away. That's all. We are down to the last two, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get down and boogie, man. Time to get down and boogie. You gotta get down and dirty. So, let's do this one. Johnny, be good, ladies and gentlemen. Format 21, get on that dance floor. Let's go. Come on. I was young because of you warmies. I come in the woods upon the evergreens. Heard like ever met a birth of the Lord. Never got the boy, never Johnny be good. Never let her read a race so well. Play guitar, just run the ring of the bell. Oh, go. Go, Johnny, go. Go. Go, Johnny, go. Go, Johnny, go. Go. Go, Johnny, go. Go. Johnny be good.